welcome to another video. Today it is my January lookbook, and I was really productive in January because I was away at my sister-in-law's until the 5th, and then we went on holiday from the 17th for the rest of the month, so that gave me 12 days to get all of these things done. And if you've watched my January sewing plans, you know I was being super ambitious because I wanted to finish off some stuff that I hadn't managed to get done in December, which is what I'm wearing, and another piece, another two pieces. And then I also wanted to create a holiday capsule wardrobe to go away with, because I just don't have enough clothes, you know. I mean, you all know that. I have nothing to wear. But no, I had these had this beautiful crepe fabric, the Savannah crepe from Lady McElroy, and I wanted to take away the cotton lawn dress that I'd made, and I thought it would be really nice to kind of create some pieces that would work really well together and I could mix and match, and yeah, that was the idea behind that. So I have filmed some twirls out on holiday, but I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing first, which is the Victory Patterns Jackie dress, and oh my goodness, I love this pattern. It is awesome. I will definitely be making more of these, definitely. This was the Wearable Muslin. The only change that I made to this is that I lengthened the torso by about an inch so that the waist actually sat at my waist, which this one does. That is a pretty standard measurement that I have to make for a pretty standard alteration that I have to make for every pattern, so I kind of just did that one. This fabric is a Ponte Roma. It's called Electric Reeds, and it is from the Textile Centre. They definitely don't have this anymore. I bought this about this time last year, but they have some awesome stuff in there, and their prices are so reasonable that I figured I would make this as a wearable muslin to see if I like the pattern or not, and I do. I love it. Oh, I lengthened the sleeves by an inch as well. Yeah, this dress is very, very comfortable to wear. I love the length of it. So much so that, as I say, there will be more of these in my future. I am going to, whilst I do like this high kind of neckline, I am going to alter the pattern a bit and make another version with a scoop neck on it, because I really enjoy that neckline. That will also mean that, because this pattern has a waist seam at the back to allow for the the split so that you can get your head in and out of it, and I'm going to eliminate that. I'm going to eliminate the black split, and I'm going to add a neckband to it. So yeah, I will be making more of these in this style and also with an altered neckline as well, because I just love the fit and flare of this particular pattern. The one thing I didn't do was I didn't have any stretch interfacing, and I was too impatient to wait to order some, and so I made this dress without it. And you can tell the keyhole at the back is definitely not as perfect as it should be, but I am not going to let that weigh with me, because, as I say, I like this dress and I can't see that bit, and I will majority of the time be wearing this with a cardigan over it, and it looks really lovely with the little cropped or waist length cardigans that mum knits for me, and also that kind of crocheted shrug that I have. That looks really cool with that as well. So yeah, I love this. I'm very, very happy with it, and I do have plans, as I say, for a few more, so that's cool. I will include a twirl of this dress for you down here so you can have a look at it in all its glory. I've worn it a few times in the vlogs, so you will have seen it already if you watch those, but if you just watch the weekend videos, then yes, highly recommend this pattern. Definitely give it a go. Yeah, I don't want to get changed into the next one. I like this one. Not that I don't like the next one. So this next pattern is the Vogue 8825, and I'll put a picture up here for you of the pattern envelope. When I saw this one in the release that it came out in, I kind of dismissed it. I was like, yeah, that's nice, but meh. And then I saw a version made up in red in the Sew Direct magazine. No, Sew Today magazine. I keep calling it Sew Direct because that's where I get it from, but it's the Sew Today magazine. And it was like, ooh, that is nice. Specifically the bishop sleeves, really like those. And then I saw a couple of versions on Emily Hallman's blog, and as you all know, I have been raving about her and how much I enjoy her style, so I thought I will give this a go. And this is a complete departure for me because, as you can see, it is a very fitted silhouette, which I am not used to. But I like it. I like it a lot. This is a very reasonably priced jersey that I got from the textile centre again. It has a kind of pattern on it, a texture, and it's I had it in my stash, and I think I'd earmarked it for a cardigan, and then I decided that no, I thought I had enough to make this dress. And when I came to cut everything out, this pattern has the back piece of the bodice is the bodice, and the sleeves are grown on, so it's a very wide pattern piece, and you do need to have 150 centimetre wide fabric, and this was not. So I was kind of having a bit of a panic, thinking, but I really want to make it out of this. And then I decided to cut it out on the single layer, and it worked perfectly because I could position pieces so that I could get it all out. What did I do with this one? So this one, the tissue doesn't have the finished garment measurements on it, which is really frustrating, but that means you just have to get your tape measure out, measure those, and then kind of choose the size that is going to work best for you. So this is the I think I had a size 10 top, 6 waist, and then the biggest size in the pattern, which I think is a 14 for the pattern size that I had for the hips. And when I do my 12, which I will include down here for you, you will see that it is not quite right over the hips. It's just a little bit bobbly, so I'm gonna what I'm actually thinking of doing with this one is, this fabric is perfect for the top, but I think it's too lightweight for the skirt, and I have a really nice black ponte that goes very, because blacks, as you all know, are wildly different in colour. You can get really deep blacks and really light blacks and really blue blacks and all the rest of it, but anyway, this ponte works really well with this black. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is take the skirt off of this one and put a ponte skirt on the bottom, because I think that's going to look awesome. The other thing that I was I kicked myself after I'd done this, the cuffs, I cut them out, I sewed them up on my overlocker, turned them inside out, looked at them, and they were too big, and I knew they were too big, but I still attached them to the sleeves. Stupid mistake. So what I've actually done is like sewn a line on the inside so that these cuffs now are tight along my wrists. I have altered the pattern for when I make this again, because I will make this again, and yeah, much happier with this. But beforehand the cuffs were so big that they were falling down my hand because the sleeves are so long. I have added an inch of length to the torso. I actually added an inch of length to the sleeve as well, and I think I could have gotten away without doing that, but I'm glad that I did, because I like the sleeves were what particularly drew me to this particular pattern. So yeah, I am super pleased with this one, and there will be more of these in my future. So this next one, again, I cut out in my mammoth cutout session in December, and never got around to getting it finished that month, so I got it finished in January. This January lookbook, Sean, of course you did. And it is, of course, the Sew Over It Eve dress, and it is in a green viscose challis that I got from Sewisfaction. Don't think they have any more of it, but Weaver D do, and Weaver D have the red colourway, the turquoise colourway, and the green colourway, and I of course will link them all down below with all of the other patterns and everything. So yeah, I love this fabric. I bought 5 meters of it because it was incredibly reasonable. I think it's like £6 a meter, and I have cut out another top out of this that I didn't get finished in time for my holiday, but I will be finishing very soon. I think I probably have enough left as well for some kind of little tie front shirt, like maybe the Hunter Tank or something like that from Jennifer Lauren. But I love this fabric. It is so easy to wear. I wore this a lot on holiday because all the stuff that I got done before my holiday I am too big for at the moment. And before you say, but Sean, you know, surely you took that into account, it's like, well, yes I did, of course I did, but the patterns that I was making I had made recently and they all fit, and obviously fabric makes a difference, but because I was so pressured for time, I just forged ahead, got them finished, tried them on. They don't bloody do up, so never mind. Tell you that more in a second. This one, this again is a wearable muslin, because again of the reasonably priced fabric. I have plans for more of these. I traced the size 10 to about here, then went to the 8 here, and then I think I went to the 14 on the hips. And the hips and the waist are perfect, but the top I think is there's just that little bit too much fabric in the top. Whilst I don't mind it and I think this dress is very pretty, I am going to retrace my bodice, and I'm going to trace a straight 8 for the top and the waist. The other thing I did as well was add an inch of length to the torso, because standard adjustment for me for all patterns. And I added 2 inches of length to the hem on this one. Now Dad and I went out when we were in Lanzarote to La Santa, and I took some outfit twirls out there, so I shall include that for you down there. It was a surfers beach. I looked like a total weirdo because there's all these surfers going into their car and getting changed, and I'm sort of going in one dress into our car, getting changed and coming out in another outfit, and they're just looking at me like I'm a crazy person. But yeah, it was I thought it was a really nice backdrop, very typical of Lanzarote because it isn't a lush island. It is all kind of moonscape, volcanic rock everywhere, with any greenery either being cactuses occurring naturally in lichen, or the very lush gardens that people create for themselves. I really liked this backdrop that we found, so there will be lots of outfit twirls there for you. Yeah, very happy with this. We'll make more. I used Hug Snug for the first time on this one, and it was the one that Teresa sent me, and it was the red one. Now the flowers on this are actually orange, and I would have, if I had it, I would have used green to match this green, but I only had red, so yeah, I used Hug Snug on this. Hug Snug is difficult, but because it's so lightweight, and then the fabric is lightweight, and the fabric wants to move around, and the Hug Snug wants to move around, but that's the point of using the Hug Snug, because like bias binding would have been much easier, but it's much heavier, which wouldn't have given the finish that I wanted. So I French seamed everything I could, and then all the other seams that I couldn't French seam, because there is you have to leave a hole here for the ties, so I couldn't French seam this side or the waist or anything like that. I used Hug Snug on, and I really like how it looked, and I eventually got there in the end. People have been asking for a tutorial, maybe after a few more attempts with it, perhaps. But yes, I'm very happy with this dress. I think it's awesome. I will make more after I've made those few alterations. I have at least one more planned, but there will be more in my future because it is so easy to wear, so easy to throw on, and it is very forgiving if you've had a big lunch, because you can just undo the waist ties a little bit. I like that. So yes, highly recommend the Sew Over Eve dress. So the other things that I got done in January were the necessary clutch wallets. I made this one for myself, and I made the bright green and pink floral for the lovely Jo, who had actually sent me the fabric, and there is enough left for me to make myself one because I love it, so yes. And this is awesome. I love this so much. I want to get more of this parrot fabric to make myself some hand luggage with the Luna collection, which is on my hashtag 2018 make 9. So yes, very pleased with this. I made myself a capsule collection. This stuff I am not going to try on. I do have 12s of it out in Lanzarote though. I totally cheated with the skirt, and it only zips up to the bottom of the waistband. It doesn't zip all the way up in the top, so I put a belt on to hide that. The trousers do zip up all the way to the top, but they probably shouldn't have been because they are a little bit too tight as well. And the tops are all probably a little bit too small. You can tell because there's slight pulling, slight lines across the bust area. When I traced those patterns out, I traced them out for the size that I used to be, and I hadn't noticed putting on weight. I hadn't noticed putting on that much weight, and as lovely as you all are for saying that I look wonderful and I don't need to lose any weight, and I really appreciate that, it is just for vanity's sake and for me that I want to lose a little bit of weight. Not a lot, I promise, not a lot, but my clothes don't fit as well as they used to, and I've spent all this time and effort and money on fabric making these beautiful things that I love, and I can't do them up at the moment. So exercising, I am doing it. I am actually doing it. I'm just going to up the intensity, which is what I had planned all along. But anyway, you haven't come here to listen to me waffle about that. It is a lookbook change. So yes, I made this capsule collection to wear on holiday, and I actually didn't wear any of these pieces out because they are all just that little bit too tight for comfort, which was really frustrating. but I'm glad I took them with me because it meant that I got to do the outfit twirls in them and how I would have styled them or worn them if they had been that little bit more comfortable to wear. So first up we have the M7289 Shrug, which is actually, it does say you can do it in knits, but it's designed for wovens. I've made a few changes to the pattern. So for this one, it wanted you to kind of pleat these top and bottom bits here, and I did it and I didn't like how it looked, so I've actually just folded over. This is doubled. I've folded this over and I have hand sewn it all the way around, and I've done the same. I've folded the cuffs back and hand sewn them down, and this is not perfect, but I really like it. I think this is, it really works with my wardrobe. It suits my style because whilst it keeps me warm, it also shows off my smallest point because it just comes just above the waist. You'll probably be able to see in the twirls because I wore this, this goes with everything, which is really cool, which was the point of this collection again. It was to kind of like make mix and matching pieces, so there was lots of outfit possibilities if they fit. But you'll see in the twirls that it is probably just that back bit doesn't sit quite right. This is quite a thick fabric. It is a faux Angora, again from the Textile Centre. I'm not sure if they have it, but if they do I will list it down below for you. And I've made a few jumpers out of this now. I've made a sew over it Ella blouse, and I have made this one, and both of those are not as successful as they could be because this fabric is just that little bit too thick. I think this might be a really good idea to make a Jenna cardigan out of it. I think I mean a Jenna cardigan. I'm going to put a photo in here of the thing I mean. I think that would work really well, and I have enough left. Having said that, I did actually wear this and I really like this, so I think this was a success. I had planned to make a khaki one. It is cut out. I didn't get it finished in time. I could have done, but I also really needed some sleep, so I chose sleep. But yeah, there's a khaki one which is in a much lighter fabric, so that's going to be really interesting to see how that one comes out, because if that comes out well, I have some more lightweight knit fabrics that I think I will be making some more of these in. But yeah, really like that one. What started this whole kind of collection off was the Savannah crepe fabric. That's, I think I got this from Sew Over It, or no, I got it from Fabric Godmother. If I can find anyone who still has any, again, we'll of course list this down below. It is a 5-panel circle skirt, and it is just that little bit too tight, which is really unfortunate. The other thing that was slightly annoying is I had some lining fabric, really slippery stuff, from Truro Fabrics, the Superior lining, and I thought I had enough to do a half circle skirt lining underneath, and I don't. So I have ended up using Cotton Lawn, which gives a really interesting effect. This has more body than it would have done if I'd have used that other fabric. And again, I'm going to insert twirls down here for you. I cannot wait till I can wear this comfortably because I love this so much, and I will be getting to that point very soon. So yes, beautiful skirt, love it. Hemming this was an absolute pig. Leveling the hem, it was featured in one of my vlogs. One of the bits at the front had dropped by about 3 inches, so it'd gone mental. But yeah, love this. And I think it was Pretty Grievances started a hashtag a few years ago, Jungle January, and I put that in my bullet journal as something that I wanted to do, and I think this one definitely ticks that box. And the reason I went for this is because I think it picks out these kind of leaves. I think those two work together really well. So yes, there is this. So I've made a couple of Cowl-Neck Tops as well, which again I'm going to insert clips of me wearing them. I think they're just slightly too tight across the bust. They don't feel uncomfortable to wear, but I think they will look better once I've lost a little bit of weight, because these were made with a 36-inch bust in mind, and my bust is currently 38 inches. So I think that reduction is going to make just the difference. This is the M6563 pattern, which I intended to make back in, I think, June. I had this, I traced these all out and then just summer was crazy. So yeah, I really like this. The thing I don't like is the way that they want you to finish the hem, because it is next to impossible to get this to lie flat. This one is slightly puckered at the back. I can live with it, but I am going to draft myself a back facing for this. And I want to do French seam the shoulders, but because of the way you have to do the cowl, the drape of the cowl, getting my head around how I could French seam that and have it work, I will work it out, because I'm sure there must be a way, but at the moment the shoulders are pinked, everything else is French seamed, and then I've done narrow rolled hems on the sleeve openings and on the hem. But obviously this looks great with the skirt, it looks great with the trousers, and this will look really cool over jeans, which I had taken out with me and had intended to wear it that way, but again, as I mentioned, it's just a little bit too tight. So yeah, really pleased with that one. This is the same pattern, and it isn't silk, it's a textured poly something or other, and this was the first one that I made. What did I do with the sleeves on this one? Oh, I bound the sleeve hem with these ones, and I think that's added just a little bit too much bulk for this weight of fabric. I think Hug Snug would have been a perfect solution there, but I only have a charcoal grey and a red. I obviously need all of the colours. But yeah, this was the first one that I made, and I really like it. The neckline on this one is sitting a lot better, but there is still some puckering, and you know, I've clipped this, I have done everything that you're meant to do, and it is just really difficult. So I think facing, and you know how much I don't like facing, so you know how much that, yeah, facing. Not much else to say about this one. It goes really nicely with the skirt, it goes really nicely with the trousers, and I will wear this a lot. Oh, one thing to say about this one is I managed the shoulder seams need to lie a specific way because of the way that they get folded under with the drape, and I managed to hem one so that the bias binding is twisted so that this one does not. So I'm going to need to unpick this, move that round and rehem that. But other than that, very pleased with that one. And then finally, gosh, this is going to be a long video. Apparently I've missed you guys and like to waffle. I mean, we know this, but still. Then finally, it is the KB wide leg trousers. This is a pattern that I copied from a ready-to-wear jumpsuit that I got from Dorothy Perkins. There are lots of palazzo pants out there that you can use. The Great British Sewing Bee book, the Holly trousers from By Hand London, or the Holly jumpsuit. There are loads of McCall's patterns that are palazzo pants. So there are lots of options out there, but this one I kind of, well, I mean, I didn't draft it myself. I retro-engineered it from a ready-to-wear jumpsuit that I have. So this is a strawberry flipper that I got from the Fabric Room. I love this stuff. It does crease, but it is so comfortable to wear, and it's very drapey. It has a nice body to it though. It has stretch, which is why these actually do up. They shouldn't, but they do. So yeah, really pleased with these. Obviously these go with both of the tops that I've made. They go with the Shrug. They will go with other things in my wardrobe as well. Some of the fabric that I bought out in Lanzarote is going to look really cool as a top. So yeah, really pleased with these. Cannot wait till I wear them properly. Probably shouldn't have done them all the way up because the zip is not looking overly happy. May need to replace that, but it wasn't the perfect colour for them anyway. It was just the zip that I happen to have on hand. Definitely need to buy some more zips. But yeah, that is my January sewing. I'm really pleased with everything I got done. I really like working in collections, and again, Emily Horman is responsible for this. I did a capsule collection last June with the snake corsage fabric, and I love that. And so, you know, the idea wasn't an alien one to me, but I really enjoyed seeing the way that she puts together different aspects of clothing, of colours and textures and fabrics that don't necessarily all have to be worn together, but do make a cohesive like lookbook. So you can expect lots more of that from me this year. That's definitely going to be happening. So I really enjoyed putting that collection together, and as you can see from the twirls, I think they work really well with each other, and I can't wait till I can actually fit into them with comfort. So yeah, 10 items sewn in January in 12 days. I'm pleased with that. I think I did well. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!